time, Walmart's favorite thing to tell you is every item has to stand on its own. It's not a program. But we all know they really are programs for everybody, But that's what they try to beat you over the head with, and that's a hard thing right there, And so you kind of have to have the gumption to say, look, if you're not going to carry these other items, we can't continue to sell you at that price. And I can tell you right now, there were only about 2 people in our company, and I was one of them that really had the courage to stick that out there and hang on it. And I had to do it twice on high volume items, and it worked both times.
Really?
Yeah.
Walmart back down?
Yep. Because they didn't want to take their price up on that number 1 volume item.
Right. What were some things that they did that were successful that, you kind of, maybe they got the best of you?
Not necessarily in this category. But again, I guess the best way for me to preface that to you, having dealt with a lot of different departments at Walmart, it's amazing how different the quality of buying personnel is from one department to another. My personal feeling is that the people in the fabric and craft area are much easier to deal with, for instance, than the people over in sporting goods or in lawn and garden. And I don't have a reason for that. It's just been my experience. I started selling things to Walmart in 1979 when they had 256 stores. So I've been through the whole gamut, of changes with them and everything else. But what Walmart generally has been able to do is say, we've decided that we're going to have a 3-brand strategy instead of a 2-brand strategy. And so you're going to lose, 20% of your SKUs to put this strategy in place. And that's just a foregone conclusion. So you got to help us maintain as much of the volume as we can as we put this other brand in. And it might be a private label, or it might just be, say, somebody came up with the Singer brand and they think that that's going to resonate with the consumer. And at that point, you don't have a whole lot of choice. So we had the ability with our analytics to drill down virtually on a store-by-store basis and figure out how to merchandise the system to maintain as many dollars as we could to allow for them to try this experiment. And we'd have to work with them very closely to do it. But I saw that happen a couple of times where we doubled the number of different schematics that we had out in the stores. And that gets pretty complex to manage too, although in case everybody's not there, Walmart has an MBM system managed by Modular. And so their replenishment and everything is done on an individual module basis by store. So you may have the same items in a cluster of stores, but they're going to have different amounts of facings. They're going to have different shelf locations, whatever, based on their performance. And so then their system takes and says, all right, this is what I need to order for this store. And they'll rank the items, and they'll have, say, 7 or 8% of the items that are what they call never out. And they're going to make sure there's safety stock on the shelf so that those items are never out. And then they're going to have some where goals to be 97% in stock, and the rest of them are going to be 92% in stock.
Okay. Yeah, they do have pretty strict requirements for being in stock, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So then, I hear you, and what they've done that's been effective, in transferring volume away. I mean, I guess